So here we are in
man.
London, the soothing sounds of the sacred steel guitar with Robert Randolph.
What's up, brother? How you feeling?
I'm doing really well. Robert, you have, with your band, the family band, new album, which I made the 6th studio album, 8th album if you include the live albums, more importantly the first album on the Provogue label through Mascot.
Yes.
Out on the 23rd of August. So,
Yes.
welcome to London.
Welcome to London, baby.
So you were last here for one of the festivals, if I'm right?
I don't remember.
I think it was a way back, Blues Fest or one of those maybe.
Probably. I think that's probably what it was, right? It was like a blues. Yeah, it was a blues fest one. We had a great time. We always have a great time when we come here. The crowd's always been great. Always appreciated us playing here in the UK, London, since our days when we played with Eric Clapton, you know, and we were introduced to the UK through hanging with him and making music with him. So it's a really great time, and we're happy to be back.
And the great thing about you and the band is you are really a family band. I mean, Sly had his family Stone.
Yeah.
You have the family Randolph.
We got the family Randolph, the family train. That's the strange train. Off the new records. Hey, you catch the strange train. But yeah, it's all. We got my cousin Marcus on the drums. My sister sings. My other cousin on the bass. My other cousin on the organ, on the guitar. So there's your family band, making music together forever and ever and ever.
Which is brilliant. I mean, because the thing is, some people who may not have come across you until recently, your last record was nominated for a Grammy, I think, for Best Contemporary Blues.
Yeah, that was a great thing. Of course, we lost to Kemo and Taj Mahal, but those are great guys. And it's always great to get recognized by the music peers and just to show that people are constantly appreciating the music that, you know, I love to make and we all love to make as a family, and should be bluesy and rock and roll and gospel and have all these different elements of joy, love, and make you want to dance.
Well, I had to restrain myself from getting up, I tell you right now.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, because of that kind of high-profile release, this record, you don't have lots of like megastar guest artists, right? It's you and the core band.
Yeah, well, this record I kind of wanted just to not have. We've always featured guests. I really love them, and I have so many great musical friends. I've made records. I mean, I've had Eric Clapton, Carlos Santana, Buddy Guy, the list of Dave Matthews, all of these different guys. And this time I just decided to just record this with just us, you know, which is easier and quicker too. We were finished in about 10 days, basically, of writing, recording, done, mixing, and we wanted to kind of just have this full-on presentation of kind of what we do as a band, as a family band, and kind of just be able to present that as a live show on the record and everything. So it was really cool.
Yeah, I've listened to the record a few times, and it's a great soulful record. And it's really rootsy and a little bit raw, which I really like. So is it kind of in a way going back to your early roots when you kind of discovered secular music?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say it's, you know, as when we're all kids and we all growing up and we all fall in love with so many different types of music. You're on the road, you get influenced by so much. You want to try a hip hop song, you want to try this song. You always want to try all of these different musical, influential things that you're hearing. But I think at this time that what's going on around in the world, people are really looking for music, you know, that's joyful and that's going to pick them up, because that's what we all kind of turn to music. We kind of have a bad day. We can't wait to like either get home and put the music on blast, or kind of leave work and put our headphones on.
Sure.
And get to the gym and put the headphones on and run and work, you know, because it's kind of looking for that pickup. So hopefully this record gives people all of that, all of those different elements.
And I remember reading that you said one thing you want you want to convey through your music is that kind of the feeling of spirituality, if I can say that correctly. So you've come from the gospel background into kind of the secular blues environment, but you're still bringing that sense of soul and that sense of the belonging as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's always important to sort of bring, to really understand, it's funny, to when you look out amongst all your music peers and all of the guys that we hear on the radio and all that, to really just sort of appreciate the niche that is carved out for me to be able to bring, slide guitar and pedal steel guitar with songs that have so much joy and these kind of messages that will help you get through hard times and the tough times in your life and help inspire one another, which is the key. All that can be done, and you can dance at the same time.
What I love reading about you is there are certain songs you've got which you kind of compel. There's a song called March, right, where you get up and you exhort the guys in the front of the audience to get up. Here's a dance. Do the dance.
Yeah. I mean, that was sort of the key that we were, always wanted to be able to have something that make people feel a part of the show, and have these moments, because that's what there would be these moments in church that we would, growing up in church, was this whole sort of sense of togetherness, and that's kind of how I like to treat a lot of my shows. It's like, how do we bring people together? How do we get people to love one another, care for one another, but also feel like, one guy's singing, one guy's clapping, somebody joins in with the microphone, somebody dances. It's kind of this celebration, which goes all the way back in the beginning of time. When you look at any sort of tribal celebration, right? Everybody's standing around, they clapping, somebody's dancing, somebody's playing the drums, but it's like everybody together making this joyful occasion. So that's really what it's about,
And I think for people that haven't sort of heard your music or seen you play, one thing that impressed me is kind of the range of styles that you incorporate into your songs and your performance. From the kind of the traditional, what people I think are used to, just traditional slide. But then I was reading about a guy called Henry Nelson, who you've got kind of that particular sort of gospel singing technique in the way you played. Yeah,
well, Henry Nelson is great, man. I was just watching a little clip of him. I could probably show you. You could probably find it on YouTube. But it was one that they captured of him in church, and he was just this guy that created these single notes. So for me, it's always about having these moments to where you listen and you're trying to create something, but also trying to. I'm gonna play you something, Juan, so y'all can hear it.
That'd be great.
Yeah. But you could also always have these moments that help inspire people, but also get you to think about the roots, and you like, how do I take the roots of that, make this new song, but then have this sort of kind of, be commercially done. So what's this tone? See that? It sounds like a singer.
Exactly, it's like a gospel voice.
Beautiful, right? That's what I grew up doing, You hear that sound, boy, you kind of...
But it's really unique that those just brought up in kind of the normal blues idiom. it tends to be like multiple notes on the slide, and then there it's individual pick notes. I also heard you say that Stevie Ray Vaughan was kind of a big influence on your playing when you were moving across, learning about rock.
Yeah, I mean, Stevie Ray Vaughan was one of the great, influences on me. And one of the tracks was really like Tin Pan Alley, You hear him do that version of Tin Pan Alley, it's kind of like haunting and like, and he's just doing all of these crazy different nuances. And I was like, wow, what kind of guitar playing is that, I mean, all those different nuances, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just...
It's very subtle, because, he's known for like blazing away, but then he's got the other side as well.
Yeah, and that was the thing. It's like, wow, wait a second, there's so much more, characteristically you can do with, So that influenced me to a whole nother place of trying to place all of those different sounds in the pedal steel. And it's always a challenge and there's always growth, because you fall in love with new things.
Yeah.
You start getting new toys and new guitar effects and all these different things. So I was just happy in this record I was able to get all of these different elements in one. We added the choir on a bunch of songs to give it this sort of, humongous rock and roll, joyous experience, gospel and how it all crosses together. So that was cool.
Because I've not seen or heard a player like you, because you're the main singer, you're the front man, but you also are the master of the orchestra through the different tones, the different styles, the different sounds that you play.
Yeah, it's it's always good to sort of add all of these different colors. Pedal steel, lap steel, you can strum, you can do single. Or you can go so to be able to kind of see some stuff is traditional, some stuff is old, but it's kind of cool to kind of try to pull it all and to make this big meatball sandwich and to bring that all into the blues and so you kind of want people to go like, I think, oh, that's Robert Randolph sound. It's kind of like when you hear B.B. King, you automatically know it's like, oh, that's B.B., right? Just when he plays a few notes, you're like, oh, that's B.B. You already know it's not a guy trying to be like B.B. You just know it's B.B., right?
Yeah.
That's the key.
So it's a bit like that Hendrix quote, describing the way he plays. It's just the blues, but it's the way that I play the blues, and it's similar with you, right?
Yeah, that's really what it is, and it's kind of really learning to accept that as much as we all like the blues and we listen to the blues, right? But I'm a bit strange. So, and it's not like I really grew up playing the blues, but gospel and the blues is very similar. So, I'll be playing the blues my own way, so Cut 'Em Loose is on this record is really like a bluesy, lyrically type of song, but we added this whole kind of kicking vibe, and it's kind of mellow, but it's dirty guitar sounds, and
Yeah, then you have Secondhand Man, which is kind of like, it's got a little bit of Sly and Family Stone type of boogie to it as well.
Yeah.
And then Cry Over Me, which has got your sister doing like a lovely sort of gospel style vocal on it.
Yeah, that was one of the great ballads that I think I ever recorded. if it's a ballad, but it feels so grand and so cool. So I'm like really proud of that song. It's I had thought about kind of getting a bunch of guests on it. I wanted to get Warren Haynes, or I wanted to get Charlie Starr from Blackberry Smoke, and then at the end I just decided, you know what? We'll just perform it. We'll sing it and do it ourselves. And then maybe I'll ask those guys to do a different version later on,
Yeah, because in a lot of the blues-based bands that we play over here, you have someone like, Warren Haynes or Derek Trucks, and they'll play regular guitar and then they'll do slide on certain songs. Difference with you is that You were playing slide. That's it. Have you ever kind of just played a conventional guitar with a pick?
Yeah.
How did that work out?
That was great. You know, I play it all the time, you know, on stage, and I played it on some songs in the past too. You know, a song called Right Direction, I actually played the guitar on that. There's a song called Deliver Me that I played rather guitar. Yeah, I got a, you know, right hand, you know, playing the chords. And I played guitar on many other songs too. But, you know, once you start playing this, you kind of just go, all right, well, let me stick back to the slide.
Yeah, and that sound on obviously because you have 3 tracks that have kind of been released as videos or singles, and Have Mercy is one of those, where you've got that kind of almost sort of like a funky dark Hawaiian sound.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, I kind of wanted to create this whole vibe for that song that was sort of spooky at the beginning, and next thing you know, it talks to you, to a person who sort of feel lost or have made it, because you know, it's kind of in some way all of us are sort of, you know, we kind of living with some kind of thing that we let hanging over our head, you know, and it's like, oh, only if I did this, I should have did that, and I should have did. So this song kind of speaks to all of that, you know. Don't lie in your guilt or shame or whatever you think. It's just like help is always there, you know, and it's like I said, it's there to pick as a pick-me-up, you know, to make people feel, you know, that there's always help, that there's joy, there's brighter days right here.
And yeah, the name of the album is most appropriate, and it's 10 great tracks. But the key question, kind of in closing, is you're over here talking to all of us and filling us in on the album and where you're at. The only date I've seen in Europe, you've got a single date in Italy, then one in Switzerland, and then you've got the Keep the Blues Alive boat or cruise in Barcelona in August.
Yeah. Well, we're planning on doing another tour probably around, I'd say December, I think. So we'll be spending a lot of time over here now since our great label is based over here. So now, you know, it's because it's a little tougher. I remember past, you know, discussions. It's like, hey, let's go over to the Europe. It's funny because, you know, sometimes in the past, you know, you're like, hey man, we're going to go to Europe, we're going to go to UK, we're going to go to, you know, Asia, and they always be like, oh, it's no interest over there. It's like, what do you mean it's no, are there people there? I know there's people there, you know? So that's really what happens. So you like, you know, you'll get stuck just playing the United States and Canada because, hey, there's nobody in the UK like this music.
What was great, and particularly with what Provogue and Mascot Label Group have done, is that there is this both the new generation of blues artists, some of the traditional guys coming back with great new albums. So there's a great appetite. So
yeah,
we look forward to you coming over on the tour.
Thank you.
Those people that haven't heard the album in full, formal release date is 23rd of August. Brighter Days by Robert Randolph and the Family Band.
Yes.
We can talk for ages, but we'll do that next time you're over.
We'll do it next time. We'll see y'all soon. Peace out. Brighter days.